All right, welcome back. If you're here from part 1, this is part 2 of me comparing the NBA projected lottery picks to NBA players. Did the first 7 in the first video. Part 2, I'm going to go through the last 7. The NBA draft is coming up. It'll be here before you know it. It's at the end of June. I'm doing my best to give you all the information you need to get ready for the draft. This channel and on my TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. There's so much NBA draft content. So go follow all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe on here. And after the NBA draft's over, I'll probably do some reviews, but it's all sports all the time. If you're a sports fan, have to be subscribed to this channel. Comps number 8, projected to the Brooklyn Nets. Kon Knueppel, high-end Desmond Bane, low-end former Net Joe Harris. Interesting here. I like that Bane. I couldn't think of a comparison myself for Knueppel, but Bane, I like that. I think he's a little bit bigger. They're both good on defense. I think Knueppel just has to get stronger just because he might get bumped around by some of these other bigger NBA players, but also a good playmaker. So I think he's kind of, I was thinking of Joe Harris too, just in the way they shoot. Great form when shooting the 3. Harris, not much of a playmaker himself. We saw Kon Knueppel in college making plays with the ball in his hands, dishing out assists, making good passes, flashy passes. Bane doesn't do that as much, but when Ja missed big portions of time and Desmond Bane was the starting point guard, he did well in showing flashes of that. Knueppel has a case as the best shooter in the draft. See, I don't think Kobe Bryant or Caleb Grill is going to get drafted, but I think those are the 2 best shooters in the draft. I did videos about them, shorts on this channel, and little slideshow things on TikTok, TCtalkssports, go follow that. So I think those 2 are the 2 best shooters, but Knueppel, don't want to say he's an underrated shooter because he showed out from beyond the arc in college in his freshman season, but it's the breadth of his all-around offensive game that has elevated him as a potential top 5 pick. NBA teams were pleasantly surprised by Knueppel's decision-making and passing acumen, if that's how you say that word, at Duke, where he succeeded in a larger role that required him to facilitate offense and space the floor at a high level. His average athletic profile, he's not especially fast or quick. That's the primary concern. I think he has the skill set to be in the NBA, but as far as athleticism goes, it's not really there for him. Sure, he can develop some more speed and quickness, but definitely his age and his playmaking ability will give him a good shot at making a successful NBA career. So I think he has that playmaking ability of Desmond Bane and the shooting of Joe Harris. So that was good. Those are good comparisons for him. I applaud Jeremy Woo, who did this article on ESPN. I'm just going through, reading it, digging deeper into what he says, and giving my own opinions as well. Number 9, Collin Murray-Boyles, the power forward center from South Carolina. I don't think anybody in college basketball, their stock rose as much as this kid from South Carolina. By the end of the year, people were saying he was going to be a lottery pick. Right now, he's projected 9th to the Raptors. Woo is saying high-end Al Horford, low-end Xavier Tillman. I couldn't really think of one myself for him either. Guys like Xavier Tillman came to mind, like big athletic guys, good rebounders, good defenders. Boyles, not much of a shot creator, ball handler. I think he could be a really successful NBA player if he works on and develops a strong three-point shot, which Al Horford, I think, is a pretty good three-point shooter, especially because he's 65 years old. He says, Murray-Boyles projects as a solid gadget player in the front court, capable of playing all over the floor on offense thanks to his intelligent passing, guarding multiple positions using his length, plus his physicality and toughness. He is a tough dude, very physical player. Maximizing his potential depends on the development of his questionable three-point shot. That's what I just said. If he can present a threat from outside, it'll help cover for his lack of ideal size at power forward. But he is big, physical, plays bigger than he actually is, and I think that's going to help him tremendously in the NBA. And I think going to a team like the Raptors, who's relatively young, they have a bunch of random players that just fit together, like R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl. They now have Brandon Ingram. It's just a random team to be on, but I think that's a good place for him to develop. Number 10, the freshman from Illinois, Kasparas Jakucionis. They have him listed as a point guard. I could see him playing shooting guard or small forward. Projected 10 to the Rockets. That would be an interesting team for him to go to. I thought Reed Sheppard last year getting drafted by the Rockets, while he's still young, I thought he had a chance to win Rookie of the Year, but he kind of got buried in that roster. I could see Jakucionis doing that as well. Might take some time for him to develop. They're saying high-end Austin Reeves, low-end DeLon Wright. I was thinking like a Brandon Ingram maybe, just because of his versatility on offense. Not a crazy good three-point shooter, but a good playmaker. He's 6'6", so I could see him anywhere from point guard to small forward. Brandon Ingram, we usually see him small forward or power forward, but Jakucionis, not the biggest, but a good playmaker on offense, not a great defender. Brandon Ingram really isn't either. Wu says he's a savvy playmaker as a 6'6" guard. Instincts and skill level to handle the ball and improving shooting stroke, relying on pace, timing, and improvisation instead of top-end speed. He excels in screen situations and plays an unselfish style that should allow him to succeed. So, yeah, I mean, he's not selfish with the ball. At times, he kind of had to take over games for Illinois last year. He has the capability of putting up all sort of numbers. He had a triple-double last year, points, rebounds, and assists. So he can kind of do it all, but again, being on the Rockets, I think it might take some time for him to turn into a really good NBA player. And at the number 10 overall pick, I mean, that's a high pick that you're risking your draft pick on. But I think just give him time. He might end up in the G League. Reed Sheppard had some really good games in the G League. I could see Jakucionis putting up those numbers, getting NBA minutes. But if he can't find a spot on that Rockets bench, because he's not going to be a starter for a contending team like that, I think he could be a G League stud. Number 11, Egor Demin from BYU. They say point guard, shooting guard. I think he could play even a little bigger at small forward. Projected number 11 to the Trailblazers. I think that's a great place for him to go. A young team, I think he can earn a lot of minutes there. And I think being in a place like Portland, that'll give him a good chance to develop his game even more, which he already has a great skill set. And he could be teammates with high-end comparison Denny. And they compare him to Josh Giddey. I don't really see that. Demin, a better shooter than Giddey, but playmaking-wise, I could see that comparison. Same with low-end Kyle Anderson. Demin, definitely a much better shooter than Anderson. He's not a good three-point shooter. His form is whack. But the playmaking ability, I can see that. It's easy to see the appeal and sheer talent Demin brings as an oversized playmaker with arguably the best passing vision in the class. Those types of players are ever popular with NBA teams converting size and feel on the perimeter that can scale into an array of roles. I mean, his skill set fits the NBA landscape perfectly. A big guard, whatever he is, 6'6", has great vision, great passing ability, a good three-point shooter. I mean, every NBA team wants that. Size, passing, and shooting all in one. And he is young. Unfortunately, his last name is pronounced Demin, not Demon. If it was Demon, that'd be one of the best last names in all of sports, but it's Egor Demin. He might not be like a starter or all-star or rookie of the year type of player. He might be a sleeper for rookie of the year. I don't know, but I think he'll start his career on the bench. I don't know if he'll ever go into the G League. I think he'll find a role with the Trailblazers if they take him, because I think he could go even higher than that. He might not be a household name right now. I think college basketball fans and casual NBA fans kind of saw the rise of him in this year's March Madness tournament. So I think he could go higher than number 11, but I think his skill set and young age, he's going to develop into an even better player, and I think he will have a long and prosperous NBA career. Number 12, Derik Queen, projected to the Bulls. I think that would be a good spot for him. I could see Queen going anywhere from like a lottery pick, sliding down to the second round. Call me crazy, but like he's not super athletic. He is a good shot blocker, a good ball handler for his size. He can shoot the three, not a great three-point shooter. They say high end, he could be an Alperen Şengün. I think that's a little crazy. Şengün, one of the best players, definitely one of the best centers in the league. Low end, Sandro Malamashvili. He's on the Spurs, I believe. He's like backup third string center power forward type of guy. Queen brings a lot to the table offensively with the face-up skills and passing ability to play all over the floor and facilitate good offense. So I can see that with Şengün. But again, I just don't think he has that sort of creativity like Şengün does. That's Şengün's going to end up being one of the best players in the NBA by the time his career's over. I don't think Queen is up to that level. I think the NBA game might be a little too fast for him, especially right away. Being on the Bulls, if he goes there again, I think he just has to go to a young team that's going to allow him to get NBA minutes, because I think his speed, pace of play, he's not super athletic. I think he was last in like the shuttle run or one of those things at the combine. So he definitely has to work on that. But I think NBA teams are interested in Derik Queen because of the fact that he can handle the ball and is a good passer at that size, is attractive to NBA scouts and executives. But again, if you're watching the draft and you don't see Derik Queen until the second round, I think it's a possibility. I don't want to say that I'm crazy in thinking that. All right, coming towards the end of this, number 13 out of Slovenia. I don't know how to say his name. I'm not real familiar with the foreign guys in this draft, but he's projected number 13 to the Hawks. Joan Beringer, I'm sure it's Joan Beringer. You got the French flag up there. High-end Kon Knueppel, low-end Jackson Hayes. So two tall guys, good lob finishers, can block shots at the rim. Projected NBA role is simple and proven. He is going to catch lobs, rim run, protect the paint, and potentially switch a little bit defensively. Doesn't turn 19 until November, so that's good. I'm sure a lot of NBA scouts like that, and that's why they're going after him. He's been playing basketball for only 3 years. NBA teams see attractive upside thanks to his strong physical tools and above-average agility for a young center. I mean, Jackson Hayes is very agile. He's athletic for his big size. Kon Knueppel, I mean, he's getting up there in age, but he can still catch lobs, especially playing with Trae Young, and block shots when he has to. So it seems to me he's like a Cayman Molly Watch, who they're projecting a couple of spots higher at number 7. So if this guy goes 13 to the Hawks, he can watch Kon Knueppel. I'm sure he's been watching film on him since ESPN is comparing those two. But not real familiar with the foreign guys. I'm sure there's going to be a couple good ones that people don't know about that will end up being good players. But if he's somewhere in between Kon Knueppel and Jackson Hayes, he could form out a good NBA career. 14, Carter Bryant from Arizona, projected to go to the Spurs. High-end Trey Murphy, low-end Royce O'Neal. I think that's pretty accurate. I was kind of thinking Herb Jones. I don't think Carter Bryant's going to be as good of a three-point shooter as those two, but defensively, Trey Murphy, Royce O'Neal, Herb Jones, guys like that, I think he's comparable to. He's young. I didn't think that Arizona team was going to be that good and make that deep of a March Madness run as they did. Carter Bryant, definitely a key contributor to that. They're listing him as small forward, power forward. I think that's what you're going to get. A 3-and-D type of guy. I think he needs to develop, be more consistent from three, but defensively, he is intense. He will give you a headache if you're on offense. Let's see what they say. Combination of perimeter size, defensive versatility, passing IQ, and a clean shooting stroke fit into a valuable NBA archetype. I mean, going to the Spurs, if that's where he's going, they're projecting him to go 14 to the Spurs. That team is filled with versatile players, all different builds and skill sets. It's crazy. I think he'd fit in well there. He'll probably start off of the bench for them, but I think 14, I could see him going a little higher. If you want a better defensive player rather than offensive, I mean, it depends on your team's needs, but I could see him going top 10, possibly. That might be a little crazy, but his perimeter defense, able to switch and basically guard 1 through 5, I think is going to do really well for him. Again, right now I'd say he's a good three-point shooter. I think he has a chance to develop into a really good three-point shooter. We're just going to have to wait and see on that. But being the last pick in the lottery, I could see that. Trey Murphy really had a breakout year last year, had the chance to be most improved player. Royce O'Neal, I think, is a really good, valuable bench player. Again, the Suns just proved me wrong in all my predictions with them. But Royce O'Neal, I think he's a valuable player that any NBA team would love to have. And if Carter Bryant turns into that, he's going to have a long career. All right, thank you for watching. That was part 2. If you missed part 1, go back and watch that on this channel. Obviously, comparing the 14 projected lottery picks to NBA players, current or past. That was an ESPN article. I agreed with some, kind of manipulated what they said, gave out some of my own comparisons, but the NBA draft, NBA prospects, college basketball, I love it. It gets me hyped up. The draft will be here before you know it. I'm doing my best to give you all the information and what you need to know before the draft starts. On this channel, make sure you hit subscribe. TikTok, got a lot of stuff on there too. Instagram, Twitter, TCtalkssports, all of that. Go follow, subscribe on here. Thank you for watching. It's all sports all the time. I cannot wait for the NBA draft.